Plausible Foolishness. I am your host, Matthew, and I have opinions on stuff.
What's going on? I'm his co-host, Ray, and I've got some opinions on things as well, man. You ready to get into this today?
I am ready to get into this.
We're going to some deep, dark waters here, man. We're going to a very evil place here. We're getting a little on the dark side. We're going from how Harry Potter 1 was all happy and stuff, and
yeah, except for the dire threat at the end. But
the dire threat at the end. But then towards the end, it's dark and gloomy and stuff like that.
Really good too.
I know. Unfortunately, this Wednesday, even though it's very light outside, because we're starting way earlier because we're on time, we're on top of our game today, my friend.
On top of the game.
Yeah.
Also, my wife needs to be at church later on tonight. So
yeah. So motivation.
Yeah.
It's just we got to go a little dark today, man. We're getting a little dark today.
What dark place are we going to?
There's this evil place out in Los Angeles, and it's called Hollywood.
What?
Oh, and Hollywood.
Why are we going to Hollywood?
Because they have these thing called celebrities that they put out there, these idols, these false gods that people put on a pedestal. And for some reason in our culture, we listen to these clowns, man. We listen to actors, people who deceive for a living. That's who we listen to. That's who we put on a pedestal, man. Yeah. They are professional deceivers, and we got to listen to these guys.
It's such an interesting way to think about it too, because it's not wrong.
I know.
But they would say that they are delving into the human condition.
No.
Well, that's true a little bit.
To a point.
Yeah, but it's not like it's anything particularly.
But the problem is this: Hollywood, they are paid.
The pedestal is way too high.
They're paid to deceive us and entertain us.
Yeah.
And we like it a lot. Mm-hmm. Yet in society, we put down professional wrestling, which is the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving on. Mm-hmm. But we're going to the dark side.
The thing is that they don't.
What?
The wrestlers don't think too highly of themselves. So.
Oh, gotcha. They're like real human beings.
Some of them might be.
They might, man. But it's all right, man. I've met a lot of them. They're really nice guys.
Yeah.
I haven't met a jerk wrestler yet, man.
Although you did send that video.
Oh, that was great. Man. That was great. I sent him a picture
that was crazy.
I sent him a video of Dr. Death back in the 80s, smacking around like a real reporter. It was
great. John Stossel.
Yeah, he smacked the crap out of
John Stossel. Libertarian hero.
Oh man, I might have to put that on our Minds page and everything like that. By the way, so yeah. Hey, here's the deal. Before we get into this crazy mess, obviously the lighting's way different, man. We're outside. We're in Florida. If you see some sweating on my face, because I'm a fat boy in Florida, but it's way warmer than anywhere else, and I like it warm like that. So we got a lot of things going on today, man. We got so much to talk about before we get into the darkness of Hollywood. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, guys. And we just went to the dark side in another way. We just started a Minds page, my friend. We're on Minds. I like Minds a lot, my friend.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there.
I think so, too.
Yeah, if you don't know about Minds, it's sponsored by Bitcoin, right? It's a Bitcoin deal?
Well, it's not big. No, they were actually run on Ethereum.
Ethereum, okay, gotcha, sorry.
Well, so they're a decentralized social network. They still have some issues with hosting.
Yeah.
Where hosting, there's a whole interview with the creator on Owen Benjamin's YouTube page, so go see.
Owen Benjamin?
Owen Benjamin, yeah, the big bear.
Large pianist? Is that what his name is?
Huge pianist.
HugePianist.com.
Apparently, he's been blocked from streaming. Now. He can't live stream on YouTube because he had an old clip from a Richard Attenborough documentary that he got from YouTube of bonobos making love. And they claimed that was pornography, and they gave him a community strike, so now we can't live stream.
Oh my gosh,
it's pretty pathetic.
Hey, no, it's Hollywood, man. They got to control their little puppets, man.
Well, that's Silicon Valley, and that's
sorry.
They might as well be Hollywood. They're in league.
Well, one might say that's a big cabal. One might say Hollywood and tech companies and the government,
mean like a not so secret society.
Yeah, not so secret, kind of obvious. Like the deep state's real, man. But did you see the Veritas videos of today, man? Veritas?
No.
Oh, you got to check it out. The Rubes, go check out the Veritas videos. You know how they were like, oh, the deep state's a conspiracy. Well, they just kind of blew that up really quickly. They found a lot of deep state people inside the government, and they got them on camera committing felonies. It was great.
Committing felonies?
Yeah. Like
how many of those do you think will get prosecuted?
0.
Wait. Oh, good. You didn't lift.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, gosh,
sorry. This means this is a. What is this?
White supremacist.
A dog whistle.
Do you know where that came from?
What?
It was a 4chan troll.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The 4chan just put that out there as a
joke.
Well, yeah, I mean they're joking, and they're like, let's see what we can get. Like they've done multiple times. Let's see what we can get them to believe. And
oh my gosh!
They jumped on it.
Hey man, people believe what they gotta believe.
Jumped on it.
Yeah.
Jumped head first into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ridiculous thoughts out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, probably a not so good Catwoman just opened her mouth the other day, and we're supposed to listen because this person that's paid to deceive us, to entertain us, and did a horrible job in Les Miserables, by the way. But I'm not gonna throw that out there anyways right now. But Anne Hathaway, you ever heard of her before?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
What do you think of her acting? Favorite Anne Hathaway movie?
Gosh.
Yes.
It would probably have to be The Dark Knight Rises because I like The Dark Knight Rises.
Do you think
not because of her performance necessarily?
Do you think
it wasn't terrible. I don't hate it.
Do you think the movie was so good it just elevated her ability to act at that point? Do you think just Nolan just brought it out of her, or what?
I don't really have a beef with her acting skills.
Okay, fair enough.
She's no Meryl Streep.
No.
In terms of bad acting.
Yeah.
She's not like. She doesn't blow me away with her acting.
No.
But
no.
I don't walk away going, oh God.
Well,
of course, now that I've heard her opinions on.
No. But would she strike you as a Mother Teresa?
Foolishness. No, definitely.
Or like a holy woman, a person that leader of men or leader of thought?
No.
Would she strike you that way?
No.
Well,
she strikes me as an actress.
Well, she potentially thinks that she is by telling here's the deal. Yeah. She has a message.
Of course, here we are giving our opinion.
That's true. We're nobody. We're plausible foolishness, man. We're taking over the world. But anyways, for every opinion, there's a counter opinion, man.
Yeah. Well,
We're just the
so
Joker
here's
to
the
Batman.
thing. You've always heard the term. I've been wanting to mention this on camera for a while. There's that phrase that everybody likes to say, opinions are like blood holes.
Yeah.
Everybody has one and they all stink.
Yeah.
I think that's demonstrably false.
Okay.
Everybody does have an opinion, but they
Sure.
don't all stink.
Yeah.
Let's actually, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean that it's bad. Opinions are either based on nonsense or based in reality, and the ones based in reality are the ones that we need to be. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion. I just hate that phrase.
Yeah.
It ticks me off.
Well, it's like most cliches. They're just cliches.
Yeah.
They're not really thought through.
Yeah.
Are you saying your bottom hole doesn't stink though?
No, I'm saying that opinions aren't like them. Like
I know. It's a bad
Trust me,
cliche. It's a bad cliche. I have a book. I have a third book that I haven't posted yet that's about bad cliches.
Really?
I could add that to it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
I just think it's there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. Like, for instance, I was watching streamers gaming today.
Okay.
We're getting off the beaten path, but
Hey,
whatever.
That's what we do.
I enjoy watching people watching people play video games.
Okay.
Okay. And I like these particular streamers. They're good people, but they were talking about chocolate.
Sure.
And I know this was a joke.
Yeah.
But why are you? Somebody said that they like dark chocolate.
Okay.
And somebody said that they only like milk chocolate, which I agree with.
Yeah.
And apparently the person who only liked milk chocolate was getting a lot of heat on the chat. And then she's like, I don't like that you're shaming me on my dessert choices. No dessert shaming. And it got me a little heated.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little pissed off because it's just like, just take it. Just take it. It's chocolate.
Yeah.
And I know that she was joking, but you know that's now a thing in our cultural lexicon.
Yeah.
Don't slut shame. Don't dessert shame. Don't shame anybody.
Yeah.
Don't have an opinion unless it's the approved opinion.
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, anybody can like whatever dessert they want. Yes, of course, nobody's saying otherwise.
Sure.
But they also don't think that your decision on dessert was a particularly good one. And I happen to agree with you, but just take it. Just deal with it.
Sure.
It's not ruining your life that these people don't agree with your dessert choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay?
That's very true.
Why are you opinion shaming these people? You know?
Well, it goes both ways.
Exactly.
It goes both ways. And I can see that. And I think
What is with the sun?
The sun is bright, man.
It's horrible.
It loves you. No.
No.
You're just heated.
The sun is the devil.
Listen.
The sun has done nothing except be the primary fuel source for all life on Earth, okay?
Are you sun shaming?
And I'm over it.
Are you sun shaming right now?
I am sun shaming.
Quit sun shaming, man. This is the Sunshine State. We moved here for this. Well, you grew up here.
I grew up here.
I moved here. I selected here. That's why I love it, and I appreciate it, man. I just like vitamin D in my life, man. You feel me? I love
Well, I
the
have
sun.
a little Irish in me, so there's a little red in my beard, so I don't need as much vitamin D. My body processes it
Just
better than normal.
All right, back to the topic, though. We're going to shame Anne Hathaway, because here's the deal. I can't think of one good Anne Hathaway movie that I really like, other than Dark Knight Rises, but it has nothing to do with her and everything to do with Bane. Now, back to the point. Anne doesn't like you very much, man.
No.
And she hates half of me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely does not like her sexual orientation, man. Now,
No.
so,
No.
Anne
Those are
Hathaway...
all valid statements.
So here's the thing. Anne Hathaway after the Emmys, is that what just happened? Is that what she was
No,
running
she
her
was
mouth?
speaking at...
Where at?
Let me pull this up.
Let me get you the UN.
She was speaking...
No, just kidding.
The Human Rights Campaign's national dinner
Oh,
on
okay,
Saturday
great.
night.
They
I
have one of
kind of
those?
have a feeling it was... No, yeah. The Human Rights Campaign.
Human
I
rights.
guess that's the origin of the big equals sign that you see on people's...
I thought that, yeah, I gotcha.
you know, when people virtue signal on
Yes.
on like Facebook by changing their profile picture to the
Equal sign.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had some things to say about straightness and
All right, let's hear Catwoman. What you
and
got?
whiteness. So she says, it is important to acknowledge, with the exception of not being a cisgender male, everything about how I was born, and she's speaking about herself,
Of course.
has put me at the current center of a damaging and widely accepted myth. That myth is that gayness orbits around straightness, transgender orbits around cisgender, and that all races orbit around whiteness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And she has more to say, but I want to break this down
Sure.
first. You know what the myth is?
Yeah.
The myth is that this is even a myth.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know anybody that thinks that all races orbit around whiteness.
Yeah. Isn't that like a...
What is whiteness?
Well, it's a dog whistle
To
For-
racists?
for race. It's a dog whistle to racists to hate white people. But what they're really trying to get at, and this is what I want to get to the rubes out there. When they say whiteness, they're not saying whiteness. They're
Yeah.
saying Western culture. Let me repeat that. I'll go really slow, because I'm not the smart one on Plausible Foolishness. I'm just the comedic relief, okay? But at the end of the day, when they say whiteness, what they really mean is Western culture. Because here's the problem. If Anne Hathaway comes out and talks bad about Western culture, she would be hypocritically making fun of her own position. Because Western culture created Anne Hathaway. Western culture created Britain and America and any of the Western values that are around there. And what they try to do to demonize Western culture is, well, we can't really come out against Western culture, because if we do that, they'll know that what we're really trying to push for is communism, socialism, and ultimately dictatorship. So we have to attack whiteness, because that's the deal. Because the myth is that the whole world revolves around white people. False. The whole world revolves around Western culture. And dare I say, most of pop culture isn't necessarily dominated by white people or whiteness. It's dominated by Western culture. Because if that were true, if whiteness were the problem, then you got a hard time explaining Beyonce. How white is Beyonce?
Not white at all.
Okay,
I don't think.
yeah. There was a tennis match last week, and Serena lost. No one actually knows who won the tennis match. But we're
do.
talking about who is it? What's her name?
Naomi Osaka.
Have you ever heard of her before?
No, I had not.
Will you ever hear about her ever again? Probably.
Well, unless she keeps winning.
Okay, gotcha, fair. So
But
Serena
apparently
Williams.
she was a big fan of Serena
Yeah.
Williams too.
So the story. So wait, an Asian girl was a
Yeah.
big fan of.
yeah, Serena
Blackness?
Williams is the reason that she.
But according to Anne Hathaway, there's no way, because the only way that Serena would be popular is if she's white, right? Oh wait, or maybe she's popular because she's from Western culture. And we elevate greatness in Western culture. The greatness that Serena Williams is one of the most dominant tennis players of all time. That's kind of crazy. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, there's a lot of brainwashed people out there that think Beyonce is actually good.
That's an important point.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Western culture elevates greatness.
Elevates greatness.
That's weird. And they can't come out and say that because the problem, they have to attack whiteness.
They don't want greatness. They don't want it.
No, they don't.
Because greatness means that others are not great.
Exactly. We're the most popular people in America. LeBron James, Serena Williams. Does anybody watch golf anymore? Think about it. When Tiger started sucking, nobody watched it. I watched golf the other day. You know why? Because Tiger was actually winning at one point the other day. Mm-hmm. Just because of Tiger. He's not white at all. No. Dare I say he's half black and half Asian.
Yeah, he's Blasian.
He's a Blasian.
He's Blasian.
Serena's all black from Compton. LeBron is a shocker. Doesn't know who his dad is. Single parent home and grew up in Akron, Ohio. I used to live there. I can say that. So it's all I can say that. I own my Akronness.
I can say that too.
You can say Akron. It's okay.
Akron, Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. But
I don't know anything about it.
But here's the thing about Western culture. No one's suppressing LeBron James or Serena Williams or Tiger Woods or Beyonce or, dare I say, our last president, Barack Obama. Okay? Mm-hmm. No one's suppressing them. You know why? Because they're in Western culture. If you're in Western culture, it doesn't matter what your color is. You will be elevated based on your performance.
And here's the thing about... I believe American culture is the pinnacle of Western culture.
Yes. Well, the Brits will push back, but
yeah, of course, but they're wrong because we have a constitution that lays out, that restricts our federal government from oppressing its own people in various human rights areas, actual human rights.
Actual. Real.
Yeah, real.
Not
human
fabricated.
Rights. No, not fabricated.
Weird.
Here's the thing about America. America did have had some pretty grievous sins in its past.
Like all countries did?
Well, yes, that is true.
Oh, that's weird.
That is true.
No, nobody brings that up, but it's okay. I'll keep going.
Yeah. But we did.
China,
We
Russia.
did. We had them. We had them.
Yeah.
It's for real.
Yeah.
So then you might ask, how dare we elevate American culture to the pinnacle of Western culture, which is the pinnacle of all cultures that we currently know of? The only one that will supersede it is the culture of Christ's kingdom.
Yeah.
When it is established here on the new
Zion, brother.
Earth. Yeah.
Zion.
But
well, dog whistle.
Yeah.
To the Jews out there. Sorry,
yeah,
you're Jewish.
Sorry, my bad. Keep that under wraps. So how dare we elevate American culture? It had such a horrible, sinful past. I would argue that those sins were counter to the tenets of the culture that we founded.
Yeah, 100%. So much so that we paid for it.
We paid for it, and it was what Martin Luther King himself called us to remember the truths in our founding documents, and to recognize that we were not living up to them.
Yeah. And
we still aren't. We never will. It's the same thing with Christianity. Our Christians are such hypocrites. Yeah, every Christian is a hypocrite.
Every person is.
But the foundational tenet of Christianity is that humanity is sinful.
Yeah.
Every single person. There is none righteous, no, not one.
You're not good enough. Oh, what? Did I say that one?
So we're all sinners and in need of a savior. America. Oh,
look at that lighting. Lord. Look at that lighting.
See, we talk about Jesus and he sends a cloud.
Jesus.
To cover us.
Look at Jesus. He's just working. He's working today, man.
God is good. God is good.
But this attack is just, at the end of the day, this is a smokescreen. And this is what I'm trying to tell people, but I sound like a conspiracy theorist, whatever. This lighting looks amazing, by the way. Sorry, I'm losing track. If you're watching us live right now, you guys paid for this, so this is pretty amazing. Yes. So you guys did this, the Rubes. Keep supporting us on Patreon. Find us on our Patreon page. Rubes, the reason why we look so darn good right now is because of you. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The end of the day, it's a smokescreen. The left is always about the smokescreen. The thing is the narrative, what's being said is not actually what's being attacked. Mm-hmm. They're saying that whiteness is the problem. The problem is whiteness is not the problem. The problem is they're trying to figure out a way to get you to accept socialism and communism without saying it. So we'll attack whiteness by saying that whiteness is bad, but really, they're trying to attack Western culture.
And here's the proof of that. Here's the proof of that in her very own speech. So she's talking to the community she's speaking in front of. I appreciate this community because together we are not going to just question this myth. We are going to destroy it. Let's tear this. But she goes further. Let's tear this world apart and build a better one.
Wait a minute. Is that deconstructionism?
Yes.
Wait. If you tear something down, you're trying to tear down this Western culture.
Yeah.
Isn't that deconstructionism?
It's something. I mean, she wants to deconstruct American culture.
Deconstructionism is a basic tenet of Marxism, is it not? Isn't Marxism a basic tenet of communism and socialism?
Definitely.
Oh, that's weird. So she doubles down on the fact that whiteness is bad. That's a dog whistle for the left, if you don't understand that. I just did the symbol, sorry. I just dog whistled to the white supremacists. But I didn't. I'm half black. Think about this. So she is saying that whiteness is the problem because we got to deconstruct everything. So she basically said, we're trying to destroy Western civilization, but the banner we're going to fight under is whiteness. It's like Antifa saying we're against fascism by acting like fascists. Yeah. We're against whiteness because it's part of Western culture, and what we really want to do is get rid of Western culture. Mm-hmm. And then under that, what we're going to use to smokescreen you is, well, gayness shouldn't be orbiting around straightness, and transgenderism should not be orbiting around what do they call it? Cisgenderism.
They just make up these words, and we're supposed to devour them and make them part of our.
And the problem is, you're getting sucked into it. You're like, oh, she's standing up for gay people. She's standing up for cisgender. No, she's not. You know what she's standing up for? Communism, socialism, Marxism, deconstructionism, anti-Western culture. Do you know what allows gay people and trans people to live in peace? Western culture. Because if you go to Eastern culture, I say the Middle East. What do they do with gay people there? It's those white Christian guys that are grabbing those gay people and throwing them off of roofs, right? True. It's those white Christian guys. Oh, wait, no. It's the Allah lovers are grabbing these dudes and throwing them off of buildings and killing them. I would guarantee you that a gay person would rather live in Western culture rather than Eastern culture. And here's the problem. When you deconstruct Western culture, they will not elevate gays. Western culture elevates the individual. So that means the individual gets the right to be an individual. When you go into socialism, you don't have that at all. I hate to use this movie. I'm sorry, I'm going to rumble here, okay? I hate to use this, but think about it. Go back to V for Vendetta, because we're talking about Hollywood. I might as well use it. Guess who they came for? Guess who the fascist socialists came for? The gay dude. That's who they came for. Yeah. Remember? In the movie. They will come for you because guess what? Gayness, I know this is crazy, homosexuality is a fringe part of our culture.
No doubt.
It's 3%. I mean,
the reason why she says there's a myth that it orbits around, straightness is because there's so few.
Yeah.
It's not a myth. That's reality because 97% of people are straight. I'm sorry that you're in that 3%.
But here's the thing: Western culture protects those 3%.
Yeah.
It protects.
Because they care about the minority.
It protects transgender and gay people. And we're not coming out here saying we hate gay people. We pray that you repent and love Jesus and move on. But my point is, in Western culture, we protect gays. You know why we like Western culture? It protects Christians like us.
You know what it does? It protects human beings.
It protects humanity. Socialism doesn't do that.
We don't. Western culture doesn't make up ideas like whiteness and blackness to separate people. It makes up ideas like oneness, unity, e pluribus unum, out of the many one.
How many minority superstars have you seen elevate in China?
Gosh, I mean, Kenny Omega is only the second person to win the second white person to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, right?
Third.
Okay, so
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar won it for like a month.
Really?
Yeah, look that up. That's a fun fact.
Why is that guy?
He draws money. He draws money.
I can't stand
Brock
him.
Lesnar, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega.
I liked him when he first showed up in the WWE until he left, and I haven't liked him since.
Yeah. So, yeah. But here's the
Because
thing.
of the way he left.
Think about this. Look at other cultures that are dominated by other quote-unquote races. Are they elevating their minorities? Survey says, no way. Look it up. In Britain...
And fine. So what?
Yeah. Like, and this is the thing. You're trying to tell me that once you adopt socialist tenets, like most of these countries, that magically minorities and gays are going to be protected, you're high. You're high. They're not going to be protected. Ask a gay dude in Dubai how his life's going.
Especially because in these dictatorial regimes, minorities are easy scapegoats for all the problems that their policies make up.
Did we just talk about that in China last week?
The Jews.
Yeah, Jews. Weird. Oh, that's weird. Hitler did that. That's crazy. But my point is this, like, when are you going to wake up? They're not... Listen, whiteness is not the problem. I'm going to say something that triggered you. Did you see my trigger game on Instagram the other day?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's great. So I used to use basic phrases to see how many people I could trigger. And I'd said basic things like, there's a thing as boy and girl. It's okay to be white. I would just say, basically, here's the problem. This attack on whiteness it's a smoke screen.
Yeah.
It's an attack on Western culture. And they're masking it under, oh, we're looking out for gay and you know, please tell me how gays are oppressed in America right now. Please. Are their voting rights being repealed?
No.
Are they being lynched or thrown off buildings in the middle of the street?
No.
That's weird. They're elevated. That crappy Emmys that no one saw. I think RuPaul got like a Lifetime Achievement Award or something like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Caitlyn Jenner was the Woman of the Year. A dude with a dong. It was the Woman of the Year. You think that would happen in China? Or Russia?
Mm-mm.
Or Saudi Arabia? Or South Africa? It's not happening, guys.
But
Western can go.
But America's the problem.
But America is the problem. Whiteness is the problem. No, it's called... listen, you blew it, Anne Hathaway, when you said we need to deconstruct. We need to tear down these things. Here's the problem. And this is what I always tell people, and I hate to pound it to your brain, but here's the deal. If you think America's bad, you don't have a passport. Let me repeat that. If you think America is bad and the evil, oppressive empire, you don't have a passport. I'll put money on it. I will put $1,000 on it. You know why? You haven't seen anywhere else. You haven't. Because at the end of the day...
Here's the weird thing, though. These celebrities have.
But we said at the beginning of this whole thing, what are they paid to do?
Yeah.
They're paid puppets, man. They are paid to deceive us. They are paid to deceive us to entertain us. And guess what? Their handlers tell them what to do. They got people like Leonardo DiCaprio, when he finally wins an Oscar, going up and talking about global warming, which is a massive... At this point, it's a laughable myth. You gotta look it up.
And another vehicle with which to force socialism.
It's crazy. Everything they do is a vehicle to push socialism and control and to kick Western society out of the system. One might say it's like a global plan, like a globalist plan. But anyways, my point is this. I'm a big metal guy. I like some metal, okay? I know this is hard to believe.
I was shocked.
It's crazy.
I love metal.
Listen. I know there's
Very specific
stereotypes.
kinds of metal.
I know as bad as we want to deconstruct it, I like some metal. In fact, I love a band called Avenged Sevenfold. Have you ever heard of those guys before?
I have.
They're intense.
Yeah, they're pretty
I
good.
listen to them when I listen. There's a song called The Stage, and if you look at the video on YouTube, it's classic. You literally see the puppet people handling the Sean Penns and the celebrities of the world to tell you what they're supposed to hear. And then on top, there's the leadership, and then there's strings on top of those people. And it alludes to these two dark hands. And all I'm saying is this. At this point, if you're not smart enough to see who's pulling the strings, what's the expression? I'm going to mess it up like George Bush. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
I didn't screw it up like George Bush
No,
did.
you nailed it.
I did it? Great. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And there's a lot of shame on yous going on right now. The fact that you're listening to people like Anne Hathaway is hilarious to me. If you're looking at it as whiteness is the problem, you're freaking missing the point. They're coming after Western culture, they're coming after Western society, and they want to destroy it. And when they do, guess what? There will be no more Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Michael Jackson. There won't be that. There won't be Freddie Mercury just got a movie, right? The Queen or whatever and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They're not going to elevate gay people. Trust me. It ain't going to happen. The scapegoats in socialism are always the minorities. They will come after the gays. They will come after the Christians. They'll come after all the fringe people. That's who they're going to come after. They're not going to let a minority succeed. I hate to break it to you. But you're going to let them fall. You're going to fall for this crap. Because at the end of the day, they're playing a very smart game. You know what it is? It's called greed and envy. That's what it is.
Yeah. The
perceived envy is that white people have it so good. And that white people, because of your white privilege, you've never run into the hardship. If you took 2 seconds to talk about this show, we have things that we deal with to this day.
Of course.
He's a 37-year-old white straight guy. He's got problems that are very relatable to anybody. I've got problems. I'm a half white dude. I've got problems.
Everybody has problems. Why can't we look at it like that? Why can't we look at the world as a world? Why do we have to look at everybody as a group?
Because of envy. Because
it's so pathetic, man. I can't stand it.
Look, in the Ten Commandments.
We're a nation of individuals. We're an entire planet of individuals.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny the 10th of the 10 Commandments is don't covet. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it was so important for God to say, don't covet your neighbor? Mm. Don't do it. Why? It'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. One of the 7 deadly sins. Envy. Greed. I mean, right?
For the longest time, I was like, why are they calling these the deadly sins, and yet murder isn't one of the deadly sins? It's the deadliest.
Yeah.
And then I realized that the 7 deadly sins are the sins of the heart that lead to
murder,
theft, and things like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's what they're playing on, guys. They're playing. At the end of the day, the game is they want you to believe that if you're different than everybody else, you're oppressed. I've got a news flash for you. All of us are different than everyone else. All of us.
Yeah.
All of us. We all want something we don't have. I wish I had hair, but guess what? It is not in the good fortune. God blessed me with a beard. It's epic. I used to have an amazing fro. It was epic. It wafted in the wind. But guess what? When I was 16 and I went to Japan, it's ridiculous. But when I went to 16 and I went to Japan, you know what hair I wanted? I wanted the Asian hair, because that Asian hair is awesome. You can do Vegeta, spiky hair. I wanted to be Vegeta.
They have the most perfect hair.
Yeah.
In all the world. There's no getting around it.
It's double whammy.
Thick, beautiful, straight.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I dated sorry, spoiler alert. I dated a Filipino girl in high school. Okay, she had amazing, beautiful hair. Unbelievable. So jealous. I was like, man, I wish I had good hair like that. I don't have good hair like that. And here's the thing that sucks even more. I'm a African. So I'm not white enough for white people, not black enough for black people, and so are my hair. My hair wasn't tight enough to do dreadlocks. I couldn't do dreadlocks.
But you know what? Those people that you're not white enough for or black enough for are the people that are living in groups.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Those aren't individuals.
And they want socialism, man. But
you know what you are? You're human enough for me.
Oh, man. Dude, that's very plausible.
Let's do it.
That's plausible.
All right.
I love it. Sorry. But back to Hollywood, man. Sorry.
Yeah, back to Hollywood. So, now we've got an interesting celebrity.
Ooh.
And what's interesting about this is that, well, I'm going to tell you who it is. It's Sean Penn. We got a story about Sean Penn.
Oh, we're talking about I Am Sam. That's who we're going to talk about right now?
We are going to talk about him.
Come on, man.
And the crazy thing that he said. He said something insane.
Wait.
But
are you quoting Fast Times at Ridgemont High? When he took the shoe on top of the head and he's like, "It's my skull, man." Sorry, that's what I think of when I think of Sean Penn, my friend.
He did say something crazy.
Did he?
Yeah. Let me tell you what he said.
Oh my gosh.
He actually, okay, I'm just gonna tell you the heart of what he said. He actually said that the Me Too movement, the spirit of much of what has been the Me Too movement, is to divide men and women.
No, what?
Yeah. So crazy Sean Penn is actually making some sense right now.
Did he say a plausible statement?
Yes.
After like interviewing the drug
It
dealer
wasn't.
and loving
It wasn't.
Venezuela.
It wasn't foolishness. It was plausible
Okay,
foolishness.
I got you.
Yeah.
Plausible foolishness.
So
It's
now-
insane.
Okay, well, let me start out with what he said. This is the first sentence. This is a movement that was largely shouldered by a kind of receptacle of the salacious.
Okay.
So now let me take a step back and be like, oh god, this guy's a douchebag.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, he's a douche, but yeah.
Shouldered by a kind of receptacle to the salacious. Oh, okay, we get it. You know big words,
Big
Sean
words.
Penn. You're so
Lexicon.
amazing. God. It makes it difficult to stomach even this. What does that mean, a receptacle of the salacious? I know what those words mean separately, but you can't just say that it was a movement that was kind of built upon, being shocking.
Yes.
You can't just say it that way. You gotta say it the douchebag
Well,
way.
he's the problem. He didn't really think of it. He had a writer. I mean, it's Hollywood.
That's possible.
It's Hollywood, man. First
That's
of all,
possible.
I don't believe that he actually came up with that himself. And then people wonder why Trump won, because Trump speaks plainly. But back to my point, man.
So he goes, we
Trump
don't.
train. Sorry.
He says, we don't know what's a fact in many of the cases. Salacious is as soon as you call something a movement that is really a series of many individual accusers, victims, accusations, some of which are unfounded.
Yeah.
So basically he's saying that there's been no due process.
No, that's weird. Yeah. That's actually true. It's a plausible statement amongst the foolishness that he is.
I'm just gonna read everything that he said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that women that I talk to, not in front of a camera, that I listen to of all walks of life. Again, I question, how many women of all walks of life are you talking to, Sean Penn? That there's a common sense that is not represented at all in the discussion when it comes to the media discussion of it.
Mm-hmm.
The discussion where if Sean Penn says this, so-and-so is going to attack him for saying this because of that. And he's just like talking around circles.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a trend, and I'm very suspicious of a movement that gets glommed onto in great stridency and rage and without nuance. And even when people try to discuss it in a nuanced way, the nuance itself is attacked.
Yeah.
I think it's too black and white, and most things that are very important, it's really good to just slow down. I think he's 100% right, at least. That paragraph was like the only paragraph that made sense.
Yeah.
So basically he's saying there's been no due process. These people's careers are getting destroyed, and it's just accusations.
Yeah.
There's no evidence.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I wonder how he feels about
The Kavanaugh
the
situation.
Kavanaugh confirmation hearings.
And the girl's
And,
not showing up, by the way. Too.
Yeah. Are the hearings over?
If she was supposed to show up today. If she didn't show up today, they were gonna go to the vote next week.
Okay, so did she show up today?
I don't know if she did or not. Last check, I don't think she did. One
Interesting.
might say it was a Me Too moment. It
Well,
was
it's
a highlight
definitely
of the Me Too.
Well, that's the
Highlight of
thing
Me Too.
is that nowadays you can just say anything. You just find a person to say something.
Well, here's my thing. The movement.
It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help people.
Yeah.
Because you need evidence. What we need
Yeah.
to be about is
Due process.
due process and to get into.
Wait a minute.
We
Stop.
need to be
Stop.
no.
Stop.
Let me finish this last statement.
Okay.
We need to be about providing as many avenues as possible for victims to immediately report the crime.
But bro, that's Western culture talking.
Okay.
That's a tenet of whiteness and Western culture.
Yeah,
a
God,
patriarchy.
I bet you that was pretty
Patriarchy.
cisgender,
That was
straight.
so cis. But that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Because here's the problem. Like, do people, not know the history or anything like that? Wasn't there a thing?
Absolutely
Wasn't there a thing
not.
called, the KGB
You
in
can't-
Russia?
You can't know. Knowing history would make a lot of their would render a lot of their claims.
Bullcrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a fascist society or a communist society, do they get due process?
No.
KGB shows up and kills your whole family. And it's okay by the state.
You
Ever heard of a
were
guy
a
named
traitor.
Stalin? Huh?
You were a traitor.
You're a traitor. You're a traitor. You die. Anybody heard of the Cuban Revolution? Like what happened in Cuba? What do you think so many people live in Miami?
What are you talking about? Che Guevara is a saint.
Oh yeah, man, Che's so great. Yeah, Che. Oh, didn't he kill? He killed gay people too, though, isn't it?
And
I think
black people.
Isn't that ironic? He killed black people and gay people, yet he's the the symbol.
He was extremely. He hated black people, and yet people like Colin Kaepernick
wear a Che Guevara shirt or socks, right, or something like that.
Well, his socks were pig socks. His shirt, shirt wasn't Che Guevara.
He's a hero.
It wasn't a Che Guevara shirt. It was Che Guevara's best friend Fidel Castro.
Oh, in Miami,
shaking the hand of Malcolm X.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but anyways, it's all about the white people did it. Okay, what you're saying: due process, the law, Constitution, Bill of Rights, human rights. I mean, you gotta get rid of that crap, man. You know why? Because it's white, man. It's too white. Now, here's the thing about Sean Penn. Okay. I take this with a grain of salt. I take this like I took Kanye when Kanye started to make sense. Now, part of the learning process of life is, like, I remember when I was 18, I had some stupid thoughts when I was 18. I've repented from them since.
You probably have stupid thoughts now.
No, what are you talking about?
Everybody has them.
I'm plausible and foolish. But my point is this, okay? I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, okay? People can change their minds. Kanye woke up. Sean Penn.
Wait a second. That's also a Western ideal.
Oh, what? Waking up?
No, people having thoughts and growing and changing their minds on ideas and stuff.
Oh, you could think for yourself in Western society?
Yeah.
That's weird, and we want to deconstruct that. But anyways, we're gonna bound this home the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But so
I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's what it is. What it is. So I'll give him credit. I mean, even though he did put Venezuela on a pedestal, he really hasn't been talking about Venezuela recently. And he did a full interview with a known fugitive of the law and stuff like that. The drug that what was the?
Yeah, it was a Mexican drug lord.
Yeah,
I can't
whatever.
remember his name.
Okay, he's done some dumb things.
I think didn't he have like a dog nickname?
Yeah.
Something
Anyways,
like that? Whatever.
My point is this: anybody can change their mind. Okay, even a guy like Sean Penn, he can change his mind and see things.
Well, I mean, let's do this. Let's say kudos, Sean Penn.
Kudos, Sean. We're not going to hate on you too
You
bad.
didn't sound like a buffoon this time.
Hey, we're proud of you. You are not the buffoon of the week.
Yeah.
But so my thing is this. Okay, that's cool, and I recognize that. So I take things with a grain of salt that he said something right. Here's where I'm getting at, though. I think it's ironic that a puppet designed to divide, because really, that's what Hollywood is for. Hollywood's not a uniter. Do you think Hollywood's a uniter?
It used to be.
It used to be. In the 50s, we had American movies. We had mommies and daddies on the screen. Mommies and daddies that were married. Oh, my goodness. Nuclear family. That's so evil. But we had some of those.
We had mommies and daddies who were married who didn't sleep in the same bed.
That's so crazy. You know? We had a nuclear family. And we had a society that tolerated hippiness. We tolerated contrarian thought. And we have a society that protects even gay people and Christians and everybody on the fringe. Matrix believers, flat earthers, all these crazy people out there, man. Mm-hmm. Crazy people. People that like vegetables, you vegan weirdos, okay? We have a country that protects you. Yep. Which is crazy.
And we promote those ideals, but we're monsters for it. Whereas they'll say, you don't believe in global warming, you're a science denier, and you should probably be jailed.
Yeah.
For that.
Which is a socialist idea. So
that's what I'm saying.
So, but my point is, even the puppets are starting to wake up and realize all these quote-unquote movements are just divisive tools. One might say, like, deconstructionalism. One might say trying to turn the people against themselves. It's kind of weird that he's actually seeing it. And the thing, too, is, like, the Me Too movement, I think it's funny, like, where's it gone? It's kind of dissipated really quickly, especially when the leaders are molesting 7-year-old kids.
No, you know what it is?
You're seeing both sides of it.
You know what it is? They've already established this baseline. Okay? And it's just, the movement is just sitting back, waiting for the next...
for the next Weinstein.
The next person to devour.
Okay.
So it's like, we don't like Brett Kavanaugh, so Me Too movement, go get him.
Yep. It's like Black Lives Matter.
We don't,
Has anyone heard of Black Lives Matter in a while? I haven't seen those guys in a minute. Where'd they go? Oh, wait.
Just waiting.
It's the left eating the left, and the problem is when your basic tenets, and here's the problem with the left. I love you guys. I love you as human beings, but you're really wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. The basic tenet of the left is not more freedom. It's not individual rights. Dare I say, it's very anti-American.
Well, of
It's
course.
very
They hate
anti-Western
him there.
society. And in that culture, the thing that's elevated, just like Anne Hathaway, is deconstructionalism and division. The statements that Anne Hathaway made earlier are not made to unify. Who are they unifying? They're coming after white people. And they're trying to white guilt you into thinking that you're bad because you're a white person. What do you think, Sean? What do you think Me Too is about? Now, don't get me wrong. We are completely against any like deviancy when it comes to that, or sexual misconduct, or anything like that. We're against that at Plausible Foolishness.
Totally.
Don't get me wrong. But when you weaponize it against innocence and don't give people due process, you've jumped the shark.
Yes. We want rapists and molesters and pedophiles and sexual harassers to be prosecuted.
Well, I want them castrated and burnt at stake. And those sheep molesters too. I want those guys done. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Jokes, but no haha right now. What's wrong?
But we want them prosecuted.
Yes.
We also want the law and justice to be served to those who deserve it.
Kind of like
And not to just anybody that a certain subsection of our society deems to be wrong think and
And here's the deal.
quote unquote evil.
And I get
there
it.
needs to be evidence.
Yeah,
There has to be. And so when we do this, when we make these claims and we elevate the accusation to the equivalent status of evidence, you're not helping anything. You're not getting real
justice.
And what kind of environment is that for women who have been raped to
It belittles that situation. Because here's the problem. And I know there's people out there who are like, oh, give examples of people being falsely accused. I can name plenty in my personal life of people that have gone through that. But I'll give you an example recently. The Duke lacrosse team, remember those guys? 3 white straight males got accused of raping a lady. The problem is there was zero evidence for it. And the problem is everybody jumped on these kids. They had done it, and they systematically proved through DNA that these guys hadn't even touched this woman with a 10-foot pole. Then we got Kavanaugh's situation. Right now, we have an anonymous accuser at the 11th hour is accusing this guy of something.
Anonymous.
Well, no. This person accusing Brett Kavanaugh, even though Kavanaugh's claiming he doesn't even know who she is. Back when he was 17, that was like how many years ago?
It's a 30-year-old
30-year-old
accusation.
And she won't even testify.
That doesn't fly.
But
we need, and he won't be prosecuted for that. He just won't be. He potentially won't be on the Supreme Court. So this doesn't promote the idea that if you get raped, that you go immediately to the cops, which is what you need for real justice to be served.
Yes. Yeah, immediately.
We want real justice to be served, not this social justice bullcrap. Okay?
Well, now
we need real justice, and that means going immediately. And I know it's rough, and it's tough, and it's scary, and it's horrifying. You need to go. You need to go while there's still evidence.
Yep.
While there's still DNA evidence to be collected, so that this person can rot in jail for the rest of their lives, or even worse.
Because if Kavanaugh was such a predator, like, if she would have reported this, he would have stopped him way before it ever happened. Problem, though, is there's a lot of evidence saying the opposite, that Kavanaugh's a pretty decent, upstanding human being. So, moving on, though, I mean, if somebody really attacked you, put their butt in jail so they don't attack anybody else.
Yeah.
We've got daughters. I don't want them out there.
Understand that there's, like, shame and all this stuff going on inside.
But who shames rape victims anymore in America? In Western society, who shames rape victims?
I know.
I know in the Eastern culture.
It's a psychological thing inside. You know, you feel dirty, and it just is. It just messes with you on such a deep level. I understand that. I've never been through it. I can't understand it like through as much as experiencing it, but I still have a brain to understand.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just get over and go to the cops. I'm saying please go to the cops.
Yeah, this is an Eastern society. This is not Sharia law. Like,
no.
We
want you
to.
We want to collect that evidence and bring the largest of all hammers to crush these people.
Yeah.
Please do it.
It's weird.
Please.
That's a Western society thing as well.
Yes.
Justice. That's
Yes.
weird. That's so weird. But speaking of which, man, so here's the deal. This is the X-Files version. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of people believe, like, listen, we want to believe that we're a democratic republic, correct? That's what we are. We vote people in, so on and so forth. Nobody wants to believe that there's a ruling class or a deep state or anything like that. But with the advent of the internet, it's getting pretty apparent that there probably is. And one of those ruling class families are the. You ever heard of the Clintons before? You ever heard of those guys before? The Clintons?
It sounds really familiar.
Okay, well, there's this guy named Bill Clinton. That's not his original name. I won't. Yeah. He grew up in Arkansas.
Yeah, rapist, right?
Yeah, rapist.
Yep.
Where he grew up in a single family home until then he changed his name to Clinton to whatever. But anyways, went to Yale. Actually got in trouble for raping a girl in Yale. That's documented. Take a look at it. Look it up. Don't believe me? Look it up. At Yale, marries Hillary.
Okay.
Allegedly has this girl named Chelsea Clinton, but that's another story for another conspiracy theory. Have you heard that one?
No.
You ever heard that one?
No.
That Chelsea's not Bill's kid? Oh, that's a fun one. Look that one up. That's fun. Bill actually has a black son that looks like me a little bit. It's weird out there, but nobody looked that one up too. There's so much stuff on Bill, and none of you look it up at all. That's the funny thing. You believe the story. You believe the saxophone.
Yeah, okay, but how do you know?
You believe the saxophone.
How do you know that those stories are true?
Listen, bro, just look it up. Don't believe me, look it up. But anyways, they had a kid, Chelsea Clinton. What? Chelsea Clinton ran her mouth, and she's part of this Hollywood cabal as well. She's part of the swamp. She's part of this.
Well, she's celebrity.
She's a celebrity. Chelsea Clinton, man. And they're asking her if she's going to run.
Are they serious?
Oh, yeah. They want to know, is Chelsea going to run? She said maybe. I think
she's
it was like
not
maybe.
old enough, is she?
No, not yet. But are you going to run, Chelsea? You're going to run. And somehow through the course of the conversation, Roe versus Wade came up, okay? Roe versus Wade comes up. Do you have this article? Do you have it or not? Oh, man, you got to read this. I might get too heated. I might not be able to do this, man. There's so much dirt on Bill Clinton. Please, Rubes, if you want an entertaining weekend, look at all the conspiracies around Bill Clinton. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. Look it up. Don't trust me. But yeah, oh my gosh. Man, she looks horrible in that picture. My goodness. I look like that in the morning, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Please read this for the Rubes. This is... Oh... I don't know if I can function, but yeah, keep going.
Okay, so... this is... Quote, "And when I think about all of the statistics that are painful of what women are confronting today in our country and what even more women confronted pre-Roe, and how many women died and how many more women were maimed because of unsafe abortion practices, we just can't go back to that. That's unconscionable to me, and also, I'm sure that this will unleash another wave of hate in my direction. But as a deeply religious person, it's also unchristian to me."
Oh my gosh. Deeply religious how? Here's conspiracy theory number 2. I get it, they're all Satanists. I get that. I get that they all worship Lucifer. So she may not be lying. She may be a deeply religious person. But to say that statement, it's unchristian to support the saving of baby lives is unchristian? Does she even know what the tenets of Christianity are? Does she know who Christ is?
No, she's a deeply religious person.
She is deeply religious.
Which religion?
The one of the falling star. The little horn. Lucifer. Satan. You ever heard of that guy before?
Yeah.
Okay, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I would say,
There-
I would
I
argue
believe
that
it.
the
There-
Church of Leftism is
Yeah.
her deep-seated religion.
I love how everyone's spiritual.
Mm.
I'm spiritual, man.
Yeah,
Totally
I
spiritual.
don't necessarily believe in God, but I believe in
It's
spirituality.
spirits. Yeah. Yeah, man. We came from apes, man.
Came from
Big
apes.
Bang. Big Bang.
We came from apes, but having this crystal around my neck is
Ooh.
definitely impacting my life in a positive way.
It takes some mental gymnastics to avoid God. Have you ever noticed that?
I have.
It takes a lot of hard mental gymnastics. And for the people that don't understand that concept, mental gymnastics means like Mary Lou Retton? Who's a famous
Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton. Just you got
Dominic Dawes.
Dominic Dawes. Oh yeah, man, I love Dominic Dawes, man. Dominic Luciano.
Yeah.
Remember that? And then Kenny Shook. Kenny. Good job, Kenny. But anyways, why don't we just talk about gymnastics? So plausible. But you got to do mental gymnastics to avoid God. And to say things like, I'm a spiritual I'm a deeply religious person, which is hilarious. They didn't ask her what religion. They always avoid that. Anyways, that's another, I can't go down that rabbit trail on the show. But anyways, to go down that way and say, it's deeply unchristian. I know exactly what you're deeply religious in. You're deeply religious in the father of lies. That's what it is. To make that statement, that you're deeply religious and that saving children's lives is unchristian, comes from the pit of hell. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's what it is.
That isn't even.
Sorry.
That isn't even to mention that all the statistics that she didn't even cite.
No.
But just, she's looked at and
allegory.
She's looked at and it's troubling to her. Where especially the even more women who are attacked pre-Roe.
I would love to see.
Don't worry about the fact that all of those statistics were made up and that has been
debunked.
That has been not debunked, but the guy who made them up stated that because he is now pro-life.
That's weird.
Yeah, the guy who led that campaign and who organized the media campaign, the marketing, the campaign to the Senate to do this, and then ultimately the championed. He wasn't the lawyer or anything, but it all culminated in Roe v. Wade.
It's weird.
But he was the one who put this strategy together. Said that the entire statistic was made out of whole cloth, and they were claiming thousands of women were dying from back alley abortions.
I have two thoughts.
And none of that was true. It was like
it's BS. It's BS.
Yeah, it was total bunk.
Well, two thoughts. One, it's ironic that you find those statistics appalling, but literally every day, like clockwork, 900 abortions happen in America. 1% of those, 1%, 9 of those, 9. If we're sticking to the stats, out of 900 are of cases of rape, incest, or danger to the woman's life. So if we're doing the math, 891 kids are killed every day because we didn't want to have a kid. And that's not appalling to you?
Well, but we're about
that's
women.
Not appalling?
But we're about the woman.
Okay, so 50% of that. That's 445 and a half. I did the half. 445 and a half girls are being murdered every day. Because they don't want them.
Yeah. And then in countries like, China, little girls are aborted for being girls. Is that what we want? Do we want that?
Well, we got to deconstruct it. It's the whiteness.
Oh,
wait. It's the whiteness. And they're laughing.
Straight cisgendered white.
They're laughing at you every time you buy this stuff. But here's the other thought. Have you ever noticed that all the hardcore lefties that led revolutions early on in life, by the time they're 50, they realize they were idiots? Have you ever noticed that? Just research how many times that happens. What's the girl on? She's the former feminist that's on Fox News. She led the feminist charge. She's on Sean Hannity all the time saying feminism has gone way too crazy. A lot of the guy who led the red pill, a lot of the red pill stuff that's going on, he was a former hardcore feminist. Mm-hmm. The person who led Roe versus Wade is now a pro-lifer. Mm-hmm. Look at the former CEOs of Planned Parenthood.
Either Roe or Wade, the person who was trying to get an abortion is a pro-lifer.
It's amazing. A little bit of time and a little bit of intelligence,
the person in the landmark case upon which the entire abortion industry rests is against abortion now.
Yeah.
It's
And Chelsea. So
Chelsea Christian,
Chelsea
Clinton. Sorry, she's not a Christian.
She's not a Christian. She's deeply religious. In the Church of Satan.
He's going to tell us what.
He's going to tell you that you're unchristian.
Yeah, because you know.
Because you looked at fabricated facts that weren't true about Roe versus Wade, and they're okay with 891 kids dying because of choices. Think about that. And you're unchristian for thinking that we should protect those kids. You are. You're the bad guy, straight white male.
She was right about one thing in that statement.
Yeah, what's that?
She was going to get a lot of heat for it.
Of course she is, and she definitely will get
She deserves it.
She deserves it. And I hope that you run. I hope that you run. I really do. I really do. I hope that, down the road when Dwayne The Rock Johnson decides to run as a Republican and you run as a Democrat, he crushes you. No, he's so sucked into that world.
Yeah,
man.
he's not.
I'm
very sad to say that he's not running as a Republican.
I know. It's sad. He should. He spoke at the Republican convention. You know that, right?
Did he?
He did, back in the day.
Well, see, here's the thing. He won't run as a Republican.
Of course not.
But he's not...
Dude, listen, he's not going to do it because he's making so much money in that Hollywood cesspool.
Oh, for sure.
He's making so much money off it. The money will...
He's not...
They'll do whatever it takes.
He's neither or. He's probably a classical liberal.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he's going to stay neutral. It's like Michael Jordan, right? Republicans buy shoes too. So, like, at the end of the day, like...
Well, no, and he should. But I think even on a personal level, he's not... He'll buy into the narrative of, equality and stuff because we are for equality. For real... Like, we're for real equality, and he'll buy into the things because he's a compassionate man who wants people to... He wants real equality. He just doesn't know when he's being fed a dish of...
crap.
Of fake equality.
Yeah.
Because he's not in that world thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Plus now he's huge in Hollywood, so he's being surrounded by people who are buying into that and then dishing and vomiting it out on anybody else who will listen.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's just sad. He's not.
Well, it's just that in general. Celebrity, here's the problem, is this. Celebrity in Western culture, which is very hilarious, that celebrity can only really exist in Western culture. Like, if you're not a part of the ruling class, you're think of North Korea.
Celebrity can exist in any culture, but the celebrity who comes from nothing
can't exist.
Yeah,
it can't. Well,
really.
Because the celebrity, who's the biggest celebrity in Russia? It's Vladimir Putin. Who's the biggest celebrity in North Korea? It's Kim Jong-un, right? It's how it works. These are the biggest celebrities. These are the elevated people. In America, no offense, like our president, like at what they made the joke about Babe Ruth back in the day. Like, how do you feel about making more money than the president? Like, that was like back in the 40s or whatever. The individual, that's the beautiful thing about Western society. We can make more than our elected officials, than people ruling us, quote unquote, which they are. I hate to break it to you. Sorry. The Swamp. Vote for Rick Scott. No, but sorry, I was doing a shameless plug. Hopefully, be on our show. But you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, they want to deconstruct. Like, all these celebrities want to destroy this. Whether it's Anne Hathaway attacking quote unquote whiteness, which really is just Western culture, masking it in, we care about gay people. Well, we really don't. Because they're the same ones that will elevate Sharia law, which is completely the antecedent, is that the right word? The antecedent, the opposite of that expression. Did I say that word correctly?
Well, antecedent would be like...
dude, I'm not a smart guy. That's why I'm not... Listen, you bring me in for my rugged good looks. My good looks is the only reason. No, I'm just kidding. But when Sean Penn, is excited about Venezuela, but then flips around and realizes that Me Too is a divisive thing. And when you got people like Chelsea Clinton going on and saying, I'm deeply religious, so I'm already better than you, and you're unchristian for thinking that saving lives is great. This is the madness. And you give into this crap. Now, the beautiful thing is this. It's not all. The best thing that I've seen this week is a couple things. One, last week, the Miss America pageant happened last week, okay?
What? That's still a thing?
Now, keep in mind, I as a father of 3 girls, am I excited about the swimsuit contest and all this, the elevation? Let's get real. The pageant was set up to look at hot chicks. That's what it was.
Sure.
In Western society, we like looking at good-looking women. That's what it is. I hate to break it to you, right? It's the you know who Joel Klatt is.
Mm-mm.
Oh my! I won't say it on this program, but he believes in the First Amendment and boobs. Did you ever hear about that guy?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anyways, that's a quote from him, not me. Don't get mad at me, Rubes. But he believes in the First Amendment and boobs. So it's hilarious. Joel Klatt, look him up. Right. The whole point of the pageant was to elevate the feminine form, to celebrate beautiful women. Now it's watered down to whatever the heck it is. That's called deconstructionism. That's why you didn't hear about it and didn't even know that the Miss America pageant happened. You know why? Because it's a systematic deconstruction of Western culture. They will destroy beauty, just like they do with modern art. You heard of modern art? It is a joke now. You can take cans. This is legitimate. Look it up. Don't believe me. Look it up. There's a guy who just collected his poo for a year, put it in cans, and put it on display in an art museum and said that's art. And when you're like, that's not art, that's junk, they try to say, oh, you just aren't smart enough, you're not elevated like we are to understand it. No, it's obscurism. They're just trying to obscure it and blur the line so they can deconstruct what beauty is. Because the problem is this, they want to destroy Western culture. And then you get a guy like Sean Penn who finally wakes up and realizes that the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, all these quote-unquote movements that are manufactured, Soros money, are, sorry, I had to do it, conspiracy thing. It is designed to deconstruct and destroy Western culture. And then when you got people who say that they're deeply religious, implying they're Christian, which they're not, they're Satanist, I'll just say it, I'll own it, they're Satanists, and then try to tell you that you're bad for wanting to save lives, that's deconstructionism. That's what it is.
And it's the weaponization of your own morality. They're weaponizing Christianity against us. They're using Christianity as a weapon to achieve their socialist, destructive ends.
No, what they're using is the logic of truth. They're using they're trying to attempt to use it in persuasive thought to attack the very morality that it's built upon. That's what it is, which comes from the Bible. Judeo-Christian backgrounds, which is the tenet of Western society. 3 pillars of Western society, kids. Here it is. The religion of Judeo-Christianism, it's the government of the Romans, hate to break it to you, and the philosophy of the Greeks. That is Western society, kiddos. They're attacking them all. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. They're attacking the government of the Romans. They're attacking philosophy by creating all this bullcrap that isn't real, and they're attacking the core of all of it, which is Judeo-Christian
the reason
principles.
why the other two things didn't last. The reason why they work now is because of the morality of the Judeo-Christian.
One might say they're
ethic.
built on a house that was built upon a rock. And when the rains came and the storms came,
the wise man builds his house upon the rock. Yeah.
Who said that? Was that Buddha?
No.
Hindu?
No.
Was that Allah?
Oh no.
No, not Allah.
No.
Oh, he just says kill Christians everywhere you see them. You know. I think it was Jesus that said that, right?
Something to that effect.
Jesus, who knew? Like he's like the
Believe
answer.
it was him. Yeah.
Do you think Jesus would be against Western culture?
Some aspects of it, yes.
Sure. Okay. But all of it?
No.
In totality?
No.
I don't think so, kiddos. Well,
Jesus would establish a higher culture.
No.
A Christian culture.
That's weird.
But this is the best that we can do.
One would argue that, my friend.
Yeah. There might be something better, but we haven't found it. We have found that the ones that they're trying to push on us now don't work.
What?
So let's stick with what we've got and make it better within the confines of its foundations.
That's kind of plausible, my friend.
Yeah. Let's bring back the morality, the Judeo-Christian morality of Western culture to make it better, rather than using the morality of the Judeo-Christian ethic as a weapon to destroy the culture that it built.
That would be very plausible, my friend.
I agree.
That's crazy. Well, guys, dude, it's been a good show, man.
I think so.
Man, it's been great. You gotta go pick up your wife now, don't you?
No, I gotta just get home so that she can take the car.
True, she's gotta get home. So here's the deal. We love you guys. Thanks for coming in, Rubes. Do not follow for the dog signal, okay? Or the dog whistle, whatever the heck they're using now, okay? Yeah. Whiteness just means Western culture. But guess what? Tiger Woods was a part of that Western culture. We love you guys. We love your rubes.
Whoa. We gotta talk about where they can find us
Oh,
outside
yeah.
of this plot.
Okay,
this
you
stream.
can find us literally everywhere, okay? You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we just started a Minds account, guys. If you've not been on Minds, Minds is everywhere. What? Look at, oh my gosh. We are blowing up, bro. We're blowing up and dominating. Check us out on all of our social medias. Also, guys, the reason why our lighting looks so good, the reason why you can see all the imperfections of my face right now, the reason why you can see the beauty that is the beard that Matt is holding right now is because of you. You guys have been taking care of us on Patreon. Continue to do so, man. If you do that, we'll be able to blow this thing up. We won't be on a back porch in the middle of Florida sweating to death anymore. We want to do a studio. If you've seen Wrestle Talk, we have dreams of doing this kind of like Wrestle Talk, which that would be hilarious, right?
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. We want to do this big time, but the only way we can do that is through Patreons, guys, because at the end of the day...
Patreon and subscribing to our channel.
Boom.
Sharing this video. We're going to make some other videos. Just,
Yeah. And here's the deal.
Patreon and YouTube. Those are the two biggest ones.
And if you can't give us money yet, because here's the deal, man. This is Trump's America. You're getting more money back. You can throw it our way. Come on, it's all good. But if you can't, the easiest thing you can do is subscribe on YouTube and share our stuff on YouTube. Now, here's the cool thing. We got some cool plans about doing some shorter vignettes. I wouldn't say vignettes like wrestling or something like that. Shorter clips that we're going to be coming out with pretty soon that are a little bit easier to digest. We'll still do the weekly show. But guys, share us. If you can like us, subscribe, and share, that helps us out tremendously. Because at the end of the day, man, we want to get some big names on the show. I want to get some pro wrestlers on this couch. I want to get some politicians on this couch. I want to get you guys on this couch because you guys are the real reason we do the show. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and have a phenomenal night.
See ya.